What's going on, guys? It's the Steel City Sniper back with another video. Before we fully jump into this, shout out to Of the Peak on YouTube. I'm using his Star Wars Battlefront 2 2005 Classic online multiplayer video because it's an hour long and I don't know how long I'm going to be talking here, so I don't want I don't want to use some short little video that might be done before I finish talking. So shout out to him. I'm going to try to break this down into 3 segments that I'll go over here in a second, and try to keep this as short and entertaining as possible. I'm going to start the gameplay here for you guys. But if you guys want to grab a drink, grab a snack, sit back, relax, and just listen to what my thoughts here are on the whole Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection that'll be coming out in a couple weeks now. The first part about it is I want everyone to know I'm beyond excited about this. As someone who at the time was 4 or 5 years old, I never got to experience these games. I didn't get my first console until I was like 9 or 10, so I never got to play these games. So knowing that I get to play these games on a PS5 in 4K 60 frames per second makes me super excited. Because I've watched so many videos like this of people playing the game, so many people in the community talking about how great these games were and how much they meant to the Star Wars franchise and just online multiplayer in general. I think knowing that those people get to experience it again, and now these newer generation of people get to play it, is just so exciting, and has had me thinking about this whole classic collection nonstop over the last few days. Literally counting down the days at this point until it comes out. But that's the first part of the video that I wanted just to get out of the way. I'm going to break this down into, like I said, a couple segments here. First, we're going to talk about Aspire Media. Then we're going to talk about full crossplay, or I'll probably talk about actually the games themselves first, just in the sense of Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2. And then I'll talk about the full crossplay, because it's gonna correlate to when we get there. Like I said, I will keep this as short as possible, but like I said, sit back, relax, enjoy, and as I'm talking, if you have different thoughts while you're watching this, let me know down below what your thoughts on everything are, because I would love to be engaged and love to hear about all this. So, like I said, the first part we're going to talk about here is Aspire Media. I did some research about the company, and they've obviously brought a lot of, Star Wars games back to life. Games that came out years ago, they've brought them to recent consoles and back to life. Doing that research, though, one of the games that I personally own is Star Wars The Force Unleashed on Nintendo Switch. When that came out, it had better graphics, slightly better graphics and a better frame rate and all that. But the core game was the exact same as the original game, which isn't a bad thing, okay? I want people to understand when I'm saying this. I'm not saying that as a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, because it lets you, replay those games in its purest form, knowing that nothing's changed. But I found out that they also came out with Star Wars Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast, and Star Wars Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy for PS4. Both of those games were made by Aspire Media, keep in mind, and both those games, once again, were the exact pure game with just slightly better graphics. One of those games, being Jedi Academy, actually had online multiplayer. It supported 16 players online. I don't personally own the game. I'm honestly thinking about picking it up here soon, because GameStop you can get like the bundle, the pack of 2, both games, for $18. So I'm personally thinking about doing it soon, and then doing a video on it, covering it, and seeing if I'm wrong, because I don't think that Jedi Academy has an active player base still on it. And if it does, I'm assuming it's only a handful of people still playing it. But keep in mind again, both of these games, like The Force Unleashed, were the exact same game when it first came out, just with slightly better graphics and a higher refresh rate. So that's Aspire Media out of the way. I want you guys to understand who this company is, what they've done in the past, and keep that in mind as we go forward here. So my next topic was just basically this classic collection is releasing as we're getting these games and they're releasing them obviously as the application will be, it'll be called Star Wars Battlefront, the classic collection that you'll click and go into on your console. I'm assuming and predicting, obviously, because I'm thinking this is going to be the case, when you get into the application, you'll be greeted at the menu by either Star Wars Battlefront or Star Wars Battlefront 2, and you can click into whatever one you want to play at the time, which is great. It's cool that we're getting both games and all that. I want people to understand I'm completely happy about that and super excited about it. My concern, why I want to talk about this, is if we're just talking about one console, for instance, right now. So let's just take PS5, for example. As PS5 players, we're going to go into this collection, and we're either going to click Battlefront 1 or Battlefront 2. And we're going to play that game online, and, half the community is going to be playing Battlefront 2, half the community is going to be playing Battlefront 1. So the reason why this is not an issue, but I'm bringing it up, is that one console population community is already going to be split on the two games. So, instead of everyone on PS5 being in one game, we're going to be in two games. And obviously we're all going to play both games. We're going to, one day play Battlefront 1's multiplayer, the next day play Battlefront 2's multiplayer. This wouldn't be an issue if we get into this next topic, which is full crossplay. If full crossplay was in this game, having both games as their own standalone thing like they're doing would be no problem at all. My concern is with this collection not supporting full crossplay, I'm scared that these games are going to die as time goes on. Knowing that Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2 are their own separate games, and like I said, that each console community is going to be split on each of those games, and knowing that we're not all going to be able to play them together is what has me scared. Because if crossplay was fully in this game, PS5 people playing Battlefront 2 would be playing with Battlefront 2 people on Xbox, PC, Nintendo Switch. There'd be a huge population, and same thing for Battlefront 1. But all they have is cross-gen play. So PS4 can play with PS5, Xbox One can play with Series X and Series S, Switch will be by itself, and PC will be by itself. So that helps a little bit, but once again, with not having the full crossplay is where it gets me a little worried and concerned. And I want people to realize that's my point of this video. I'm not bashing on the Classic Collection. Like I said, I haven't been excited for a video game to come out in I don't know how long. I have been so excited since this was announced, and I put my pre-order in. I have been so excited for this, and I've, like I said, been counting down the days. I think we're 17 days now away. I want to play this and experience this, and I am excited for it. My outlook on this video was just to bring light to the longevity of it, and I hope to God, I really do, that people that have kind of been in that standpoint, like as myself, I'm a Star Wars fan, but the most recent Battlefronts on PS4 just didn't feel good enough. They felt like they were missing a lot of content, and they kind of felt too much like Battlefield, to be honest. And I know that's because EA and DICE make the game. But once again, that game has no support anymore. They dropped all support for that Battlefront 2 in 2017. They dropped all the support to put all their focus on Battlefield 2042. So bringing that up is why I want to go back to Aspire Media again. My gut, based off of these other games that they've brought back to life, to these newer consoles, my gut is telling me they're not going to put updates out for these. Um, so once you have 64 people playing Battlefront 2, the re-release, and bugs, exploits, glitches are happening, I'm scared personally that Aspire Media is not going to do anything about it. That no updates will be pushed out, and the games are going to be kind of filled with bugs that are going to push people away from playing even more. And I don't want that to be the case. I really, really don't. My gut's telling me that's going to be the case. My hope is, since they fully announced that 64 player support is happening with these games, I'm hoping that means they're going to put support behind the games. I'm hoping that means if there are bugs in the game, they will put updates to fix them. If there's glitches in the game, they'll put updates to fix them. That's my hope. My gut, like I said, is telling me that won't be the case. And that's based off of, I've owned Star Wars The Force Unleashed on my Switch now for over a year, and I honestly don't think once there's been an update for that game that's fixed anything. And I know there's bugs and glitches in the game. I've encountered bugs and glitches myself while playing the run, like going through the run through of that game. So honestly, guys, I just want your guys' thoughts. I want to see if there's something as a community we can do to show that we want this crossplay support, or even just people coming together to stand up to Aspire Media and tell them that we want this game to succeed. We want to experience this multiplayer in its purest form with multiple people for honestly years to come, not even just this next year or whatever. Because like I said, we have big games going to be coming out. GTA 6 is going to take a lot of people away from a lot of games. So if you can counter that and still keep your player base alive, that's all that matters. At the end of the day, I think Aspire Media is doing this just as a money grab. They know the demand for a Battlefront 3. They know that this re-release was going to gain a lot of attention and a lot of popularity. And I think, sadly, at the end of the day, they're just doing this for a quick money grab, and then they're out. They won't, like I said, they won't support the game. They won't do any of this stuff. And I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. But unfortunately, that's what my gut's telling me, and what I've seen off of their past projects. But other than that, guys, I want you guys to know I am excited, beyond excited, and can't wait for the experiences with you guys. And let me know down below your guys' thoughts, because I really want to be engaged with some people here and hear your guys' thoughts, if you agree or disagree with me, or if you have any other concerns with what's going to be taking place with this re-release. But other than that, I think I kept it as short as I could, got my point across, and we'll go on our way. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until next time, guys, I'll see you guys later.